White Christmas is a Christmas classic for the last 6 decades. It has been a family favorite in most homes of America.
White Christmas is one of my ultimate favorite Christmas movies because it has pretty much everything you could possibly want.
I've always loved White Christmas. Traditionally, my family will watch White Christmas on Christmas Eve, and we do a White Christmas picture show. So every time that certain words are said, we'll do an action, like when someone says, "The General," we all go, "Hup!"
It has great songs.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
It has funny dialogue, amazing characters.
My friend and I, guess we came up for the snow. Where are you keeping it?
Well, we take it in during the day.
Fun dances. And it just makes you happy.
I think one of the things that speaks to me about this movie is if you gave 20 modern writers the title White Christmas and told them to make a movie out of it, those movies would all be terrible. It's nothing like what you would expect from the title. It's a really great movie that, granted, takes place in a bygone era and even speaks to pretty well bygone issues, and yet still somehow remains incredibly relevant.
Plus the music is amazing.
Snow, 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 snow.
Just the heart of the movie is its music. It really brings it to life.
It would be really hard to pick a favorite song in this film, and that's largely because Irving Berlin is a musical genius, in my opinion.
There are a couple of numbers in White Christmas that, well, I'm going to be honest, when I was a kid, my family used to skip them. If you're watching White Christmas and you're not used to like random tangent musical numbers, just sort of gear up and get ready for it. Don't skip them because they're actually really fun. They're random. They don't have anything to do with the rest of the plot, but they are delightful and have some of the coolest dancing you will ever see.
Some of the greatest dancing is a song called Abraham. It's not even, there's no music to it, but there's music, but it's not a singing number. It's just straight dancing. And so the dance captain and Vera Ellen do this ridiculous dance set, and it is off the charts, amazing moves.
The costumes in White Christmas are beautiful and amazing and very interesting and fun to watch. I love seeing all of the things that were done to accommodate Vera Ellen and her being so skinny, while also making Rosemary Clooney look just as beautiful and accentuating how unique they are, but also most people don't notice men's costumes in old movies. I mean, they're wearing suits, and you'd think that would be fairly self-explanatory, but even the suits that the men wear in White Christmas are just beautiful and really, really cool.
The humor in this movie is impeccable. It makes me laugh. I think about this movie all year long.
What's this going to set us back? Oh. How much is wow? Well, okay, Al. Do the best you can. Good luck. How much is wow? We got a big job, Buster. A big job. Now, whatever acts we can't get, we fill in with the Haynes sisters.
How much is wow?
It's right in between ouch and boing.
Wow.
Another one of my favorite things about this movie is that it stars Bing Crosby.
Oh, well, it was a lovely thought.
Wow.
Hey, let's get hold of yourself. Come on.
I love his casual yet commanding performance.
Troops are ready for inspection, sir.
I'm really not sure how many other actors there have ever been that could have pulled off what he pulled off. In many ways, the same sorts of things could be said of Danny Kaye. Initially, he was not the person that they were going to cast in this role, and yet I think if they had cast anybody else, this movie would have been terrible.
This movie is a great representation of the classic pairing of a straight man and a funny man. One of the key differences between this movie and those other films is that there's no condescension. Bob is not constantly putting down Phil. They're a team. They're equals.
I think it's impossible, ridiculous, and insane.
Anything else?
Yeah. I wish I'd thought of it first.
The way that Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye play off each other is remarkable, and the fact is it's surprising to me they hadn't been in a movie earlier, and really they could have done dozens of movies together, and I would probably love every single one of them.
My favorite scene comes actually really early in the movie. Bob and Phil are having a discussion in the dressing room, and they've just done a set and they're gonna take vacation, and Phil is trying to convince Bob that he needs to start looking for a woman.
My dear partner, when what's left of you gets around to what's left to be gotten, what's left to be gotten won't be worth getting whatever it is you've got left.
And it's just clever, fun, it's quick, it's quippy.
My favorite scene is a lip sync scene where Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby get to pretend that they are women doing a number. I don't want to say anything else, but just know that it is awesome, and they wear little butterfly clips in their hair.
My favorite scene is when Phil and Judy are sitting on the window seat and they're having this discussion, and Phil doesn't really realize that Judy is fully into him, and it gets a little bit awkward.
I think one of the things that I love most about this movie, though, far beyond the humor, beyond the basic storyline, is what they do for the general. I think that the most meaningful moment in this movie, in recent years at least to me, has been the moment where he enters the hall and they all stand and salute and they sing, "We'll follow the old man wherever he wants to go," and you can see his eyes, watering over, but he's a tough old general, so he can't show it. It's a beautiful moment, and I think moments like those are the sort that we all want for ourselves. So even though I don't know how that general felt per se, I connect with that moment, and it's very powerful.
One of my favorite characters is Judy. She is played by Vera Ellen, and she's really, really, really skinny, but she's an amazing dancer. I love to watch her dance, and she dances so that it looks so easy, but also just really, really fun. And then her character is kind of pushy and clever and a little bit silly, and I just have always really, really liked and identified with her character.
I don't particularly have a favorite character in this film, but if I had to choose, I think it would come down to a tie between Phil Davis and Judy. Judy is so wonderfully manipulative, but she never goes overboard. She only does what she thinks will get people what they really want out of life. And I love her. She's just darling and precious the whole time she's doing it. It's amazing.
Just restless. Maybe you'd sleep better if you had something to eat, huh?
No, honey, I'm not hungry.
Emma said she left some sandwiches down the snack bar.
Judy, go to sleep.
Phil is hilarious and so lovable, but more than that, he loves everybody else. He just wants everyone to be happy.
My favorite character in the movie is definitely Danny Kaye's character. He gets whatever he wants, however he has to go about getting it. And he is sneaky, and he plays up this one debt that Bing Crosby owes him again and again and again, and he does it sometimes in such subtle ways that I didn't even notice when I was younger that that's what was happening.
I would give this movie 5 out of 5 stars. I love Irving Berlin. I love Bing Crosby. I love Danny Kaye. I love Rosemary Clooney. I love Vera Ellen. This is a great classic piece of amazing artists coming together.
I'd give White Christmas 5 stars. I kind of have to because I watch it about twice every Christmas season.
5 stars, 5 big old golden stars for this movie. The set that they used for the inn in Vermont is a remodel of the set that they used in Holiday Inn.
During the movie, there will be instrumental music playing in the background during random scenes, and if you pay attention, it's actually music that has been used elsewhere in the film. So a song that they sang earlier, you will now hear as background music during a random scene. And it's all by Irving Berlin.
The version of the Sisters song that Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye danced to was not originally in the script. They were just clowning around on set and everybody liked it and they kept it in.
For the song, Gee, I Wish I Was Back in the Army, there's a lyric that says, Jolson, Hope, and Benny all for free. They're talking about the USO coming and performing. The original lyric is Crosby, Hope, and Benny all for free. But because Bing is in the movie, they decided that they didn't want to have Bing Crosby reference himself and do too much of a breaking the fourth wall.
A lot of the dialogue for Bob Wallace is actually taken straight from Bing Crosby, the way Bing Crosby used to talk, so the lines in many ways were written specifically for Bing Crosby.
Rosemary Clooney was actually not allowed to record her voice on the soundtrack of the film because the company that was releasing the soundtrack was different than the company that she had signed with.
If you do not know Bing Crosby, you actually do, you just don't know it. The all-time version of the song White Christmas, the one that plays every year, is sung by Bing Crosby. It was originally recorded for Holiday Inn, and it is actually still the #1 single of all time.
The number "The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing," Danny Kaye is wearing a gray suit and Vera is wearing a lovely pink dress because gray and pink were the hot color combination of 1954.
According to Rosemary Clooney, the scene where Bob Wallace describes what foods inspire what dreams was almost entirely ad-libbed.
If you like this movie and want to see more of these guys, for Danny Kaye, I definitely recommend The Court Jester, and for Bing Crosby, I recommend High Society. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please join us next time, and if you have any movies you'd like us to review, let us know down in the comments.